Yeah,
Another cancer.
yeah, and that was hurting that locker room big time. And Russ is he's
Had to be at Horford, and now Horford's gonna hit a three because he's having the. What do you do? Too like it was really low, but it's not bad at all. Like he was just could score at will, knew what he was doing. He was taking them, but Mitchell and Garland put me back up. Like those guys, I know I could. Bad. If you're watching on YouTube, I had my hands up, and I'm sure.
And we come home and you got all these doctors on all this, and we finally got a time. I was really waiting to do this podcast. There was a lot of baseball stuff that I really wanted to get into. Excited we can do this. I'm really excited. So Marty, before we start, why don't you tell? I mean, I know a little bit about your backstory, but tell the audience.
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up. I used to play this in the basement. So this is like that. My dad introduced me to baseball when I was very young. So it's my favorite pastime for sure. Favorite thing to do. But I mean, without it, I don't know what I do.
Yeah.
I was pretty good at high school.
Start out. That's where you went to school. It's a little bit of a rough season. Struggled out of conference. I think they were like 4 or 5 games over 500, and they had a pretty segment. So you never know there. But a stacked conference and just not great losses. So talk to me about what you
recruiter, the manager, and
right. So I think they'll beat Auburn first round.
Okay.
And because of their offense, you can't count them out. Legit by like 15 points, like 15-0 to start the game. It was crazy.
Sheesh. Yeah,
it was a little bit lucky there, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
7 guys confidently, which hurts. So that's where the losses there on depth. The game doesn't hurt as much as you.
Iowa State looked really good in the Big 12 tournament, and I just don't know if it's a great matchup for the Xavier team. Yeah. But, Xavier give me some big upsets.
Princeton has looked unbelievable. They just play so hard and so smart, and they can shoot the lights out. Adapt to different people, and you can win games. So I think if you're Creighton, you're a little nervous in this game. This is going to be tough because Princeton's playing and I will pick them again. I will. I'm not going to not pick Zona. They're awesome. Sweet 16 team. Sorry. Right. Which is so bad. So bad. I was so mad at this.
Enjoying that, but it's a recipe for success as of recent years. And if you look at the class that Duke has coming in,
all right.
What do you got?
You took the first pick, man. That's killer.
Number 1 for a reason. Well, for Michigan next year, probably Davidson. So watch out. Okay, for my number 2 pick, I'm going to go kind of similar to you. Able to handle.
Pretty dominant. St. Mary's, don't look over them.
We've had some good teams come out of there. BYU, thankfully, moving to the.
Okay.
I'm honored.
All right.
So earlier in the year, this is how I'm going to start.
Okay.
Earlier in the year, talking to some friends, catching lunches, had no idea that Kevin Durant had moved teams.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh, we're low.
Okay.
We're
all right.
low.
All right.
So if you could just start.
All right. So probably the main bigger pieces that you need to know is we'll start with Kevin Durant because that was team that beat Michigan.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
No, he's very good for
one of the most insane teams I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm familiar.
They were really good, dude. That's okay.
And then it was on me because I have a crazy schedule.
Hannon would be my second call, but you've already seen Marty Hannon on baseball, so
Marty Hannon, I'm shouting you out.
But we've both agreed on some of the pure opinion of the movie. Like, what did you see that probably could have been better in that movie?
3, yeah, that they executed Phase 3 almost perfectly, but then rolling into Phase 4,
believable. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, it was like, I believe 2022 in which they're slowing down. They're going to be releasing how this person's gay. Make a gay character. Then that's completely fine.
That'd be awesome.
Yes, I cannot wait for that one.
No, go ahead, talk about it a little bit.
So,
because they have Giannis as their star, obviously, but Drew Holiday, I think, was one of the greatest pickups that the Bucks have had. I think this is a dominant team. And I just don't think either team really has a guy or really anyone in the league that can really stop Giannis,
What do you think?
Yeah, and like I said, I think they're coming out regardless of who they play. I know that the Heat have shown he's had a lot of criticism, comparing him with Luka Doncic on that trade night on draft night. And
Giannis Antetokounmpo was flat out incredible.
there's going to be no more normal season.
The Nets look like now. Drew, talk to me about this series, what you see from the 76ers. We need to give the Sixers a lot of credit because they really...
We got to get back to NFL. We are back. The NFL draft is upon us, and I got my guy, Aaron Smith, with me. What are your top 5?
Yeah, all right. I got Bryce Young. I don't think that's a surprise. I think that's a great point. For me, now that I think about it, the more I think about it, they're tied for me. They're both at number 3, I think.
Prospects. Let's talk about 1-2. So I have Bryce, then Stroud also. What is your opinion?
His accuracy is something that I probably hasn't seen in my whole life. I mean, he doesn't miss. No matter who he's throwing to, he just does.
Out of the draft, like Kyler Murray, who haven't succeeded as much as we thought. Mm-hmm. But maybe this is the difference. And the reason why I think this is the difference to some NFL football before the NFL draft. We got to discuss it a little bit, and then we got NBA playoff stuff later. So, second round pick. So now this pick, it will become a first round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of his plays. That's where we'll really go in depth and into every team and talk about it. We had a really good NFL preview, me and Gus last year, and everybody sees it. He's just top tier, better than everybody else in this class, and I think everybody's finally realizing that. And that's 2. Okay, and 2 is where the draft for a lot of people really begins. And I'm looking at it like the past, they will go defense, and I think that's going to end up with Will Anderson at 2. Which isn't great if you're a Lions fan, because that means 3rd overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals. If they stay at 3, I think they'd be wanting a guy like Will.
How you doing?
You are back, man.
Oh, yeah. We are so back.
We're so back. I told you I'd get you back on the show. This is episode back for episode 19. I think you were on episode 7.
I think so, 7 or 8.
7 or 8, one of the 2. We did a Super Bowl preview. Huge, man. It was actually a solid podcast. We really focused on the Super Bowl. I got the pick right, though.
Okay. Okay.
I look good. I bragged about that a little bit.
Yeah. But I was texting you throughout the game. Yeah. I'm like, you little...
It was crazy. So
what was going to be like a fairy tale Super Bowl. That completely sucked. I wish it wasn't called. Now, when you get to the rules and you get flagged, maybe he didn't realize that the ball was way out of reach for Schuster. But so in that case, it's the right call. But they're neck and neck. You got all the QB sneak action with the Eagles. It's something that is incredible to watch. And then you end the game with a call.
All right. So the Lakers are up 1-0 in that series. To look at it in the future, try much to each other, that it became a struggle for them to score. It went from fireworks to start to a struggle afterwards, and it was really fun to watch. It was a very physical game. I love these. Reads the defense so well, because like right when the defense falls asleep for a second game offensively, he's been struggling defensively. I talked about it earlier. In the past, he did a great adjustment. I credit Monty Williams to play more people. I really like how many games, but something drastically needs to change for the Suns to win. His versatile self, nothing crazy from Bam, but I really think he's been great in this series. He's flat out unbelievable. He ended up with 14 points left. I think if he can step back and realize, okay, I'm the second man in this. I need to see him be able to step back and be like, okay, Brunson's the guy. Will really fit with this team? Because when you have James Harden, you play
All right, my guys, I got not one Marty for you, but 2 Martys, okay? I double dosed on you guys. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
We're bringing it back. Marty Hannon saw I brought on Marty Masucci, and he was like, I want in on the action too. Like, come on. Rocket, a very important character to us, you know? And they really did a great job just bringing it all together. Talking about it, they really died.
It's not great. Like, we wish, like, even take back to Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Like, I miss Chris Evans, Captain America, and Robert Downey.
So had that, like, turned into something and had that, what was it, celestial gene or something like that. And, I mean, I just thought that was really interesting.
For now.
Yeah.
No, just in general, it's, like you said, I mean, Rocket is, like, he's actually developed.
I got Peter Murphy. I am so excited for this. I've been looking at the NHL playoffs, and I've been like, I'm somebody on to catch me up before things really get heated. And I was like,
I got to go to my man, my guy, Peter Murphy. Peter, I'm super...
A little bit. I'm not pro hockey player or anything, but I've played like since, I think, kindergarten.
Yeah, you played like... You've been the hockey guy. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm looking for somebody to talk about hockey, and then I'm like, oh, Peter, he's my guy. I mean,
Yeah.
always been a basketball guy and stuff, but hockey has always been a little bit of an interest for me, okay? I've been seeing it, I've been like, different, you know? And I'm like, I think it's time for me to start getting into it, especially like the Red Wings have always been.
Robert Williams was just waiting for him and help, which just makes it so much more difficult.
And Miami was able to sneak out of this 111 to 104. Say one thing, I think it took Missoula way too long to go to Derek White, or where Boston really woke up and they unleashed the Derek White. I think it's really made them look a lot better. White ended up with 16 points in this game, hitting his struggled a little bit, but Derek White, man, inserting him into the starting lineup with 24 points. Marcus Smart was hitting his threes. Like, looking at Boston yesterday, it looked like a completely different team. They were shooting the lights out everywhere you go. It was flat out awesome. I was so excited to see a great Boston team out, because the Warriors could not go inside. And every series, the Warriors have been difficult on Steph in that series, even though Steph was kind of still efficient and still kind of his way, daring him to shoot. Like, it was really difficult for him. And it's a unbelievable game between Miami and Boston. I mean, maybe not unbelievable game 7 like what we wanted, but we saw, I don't know, but he did not have very much success in OKC. We can say that.
No.
But,
Tough when Russell Westbrook's your champion.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. And you were telling me, like, yeah, maybe it was, but he picked up his play at the end. And you were saying, like, at the beginning, he was struggling on defense, you know.
Well, they weren't up to the level. Marcus Smart kept going under. He kept messing up.
Yeah.
He's a terrific defender, but, I mean, the Celtics just...
how he would just build them to the finals, you know. And even this Jimmy Butler run now, like, he can rely on a guy like Caleb Martin to hit these shots that you're like, wait, why is he shooting that when it goes in? You know?
The thing with the Heat, too, is it's not just Caleb Martin.
I've been a little too focused on the NBA playoffs. I had to take a little break. And I was like, why not call my buddy on?
Fully onto baseball now.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to say that in my lifetime because I love the NBA so much. But I love the greatest we've won. But I'm hearing this year that we've been a little better than expected. So talk to me about that. You got to fill me in. What's going on here?
Not good. Everything was just kind of falling off the tracks, and it all really started with last season, where that was supposed to be our jumping point. You know, we were Scooball, Matt Manning. You know, guys were supposed to be making that jump. We got Javi Baez.
Part 1 of our college athletes series, and I'm really excited to have you.
Two to excellence others.
Yeah,
I still remember. And he gave us that.
Go through weaknesses and stuff like that. But how did you see yourself getting better each summer? And what think Chris Paul? But like, who else would you?
Chris Paul fan, Steve Nash.
Successful were you guys, and like how far would you make it normally?
So
or were you like breaking guys down? Was the mid range
expected?
Yeah. Who you really like coming out of this draft by himself to me?
Okay. And that might change the more that I look into it. I have to watch more Scoop. I will say that. Like, I really want to watch some more and lock in on what he does defensively. He has much going for him. And, you know, if he even gets a semblance of a jumper, like, it's done. And we've seen guys who I thought, like, coming into the draft, he can barely shoot, and then he turns it.
Yeah.
So I think that, one, obviously he's really athletic, so in the open floor, you know, just naturally that's going to kind of come to him. But also, I think that he's the best transition passer.
Done, like, I did my work, but, like, I didn't want to do my work.
Yeah.
Like, done till you lose, I guess. I mean, the World Series is going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. Like, end of June, we're still going.
Yeah. It's a little northwest of Charleston. We're in, like, I don't know if it was a 5-star hotel, but it seemed like a 5-star hotel
man.
once we got.
I mean, that kind of leads into my next question. So, your sophomore year?
The Indians.
Oh, okay.
And so he trained, like, Trevor Bauer, Tristan McKenzie. Scouting, I was up to 97.
Oh.
So, like, I was seeing, like, stuff.
Okay.
And so, like, diet-wise, I mean, I've picked up on meal preps.
Like, make it for you, and they're shipped?
I mean, that is high protein stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yo. Welcome back into the last episode of Jake's Takes. First season is concluding, and I mean, this has been awesome. This has been flat out awesome. We're finishing the first season. We finished the first season of NBA. We came in at the end of NFL, and, you know, this was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do the first season like this. We did a little bit of NHL. We did a little bit of MLB. We're just going to be taking a little break, and we'll be coming back at you soon. But this is going to be the final episode of this season, my first season of doing Jake's Takes, and this was so much fun, so much fun. I'd like to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. This was really a lot of fun to do for this first season, and we're going to be coming at you better than before on the next season. So deep down, I'm really appreciative of you all, and we'll be back soon. Peace.